Hello, it's Philip Taylor speaking from Richmond Green Chambers. I'm looking at a book from Sweet and Maxwell. It's Shareholders Agreements in the 5th edition by FitzGerald and Muth. This is the book here, green cover, about 600 pages. Got a CD-ROM at the back, nice index. I'm working backwards on this occasion. See the index there. And you've also got the standard setup for Sweet and Maxwell, which are the reference numbers at the side, which I find very helpful. As I say, the book is in the commercial series, and it's another extremely useful book which sets out the basic law as we see it concerning shareholders' agreements. I've written a review with my wife Elizabeth, and we've given it the title, yes, it's the Companies Act 2006 time again, and this time it's all about shareholders' agreements. So what's in the book? Well, shareholders' agreements are governed by the law of contract, unlike articles of association primarily regulated by statute, and of course that's the consolidating legislation. This is a definitive work of legal reference in the 600 pages, and we think shareholders' agreements as a book focuses exclusively to those agreements predominantly made between the shareholders of private companies. So it's really very important for a very wide range of readership. It doesn't cover the law or practice relating to public companies, so if you're involved in shareholders' agreements, namely drafting them, you'll need this book when it's the private area. The new 5th edition guides you logically through the relevant changes which have taken place since the 2006 Act, including precedents and commentary which pertain to the changes. That's why, of course, the CD is very useful at the back. Of course, the whole point of agreements, including shareholders' agreements, is to set out terms, then formally document them, with a view to preventing future disputes. And how much better to thrash out terms prior to an agreement than to find oneself in a miasma of dispute resolution afterwards. So therefore, have a good look at this. In the case of shareholders' agreements, the interested parties get together to discuss, then arrive hopefully at a clear understanding of what is expected of them in any situation which is likely to transpire, with the consequent decisions emerging as a shareholders' agreement. That's why FitzGerald and Muth explain, quote, the majority of this book is concerned with the practical aspects of documenting the relationship between shareholders rather than the law and practice and procedure governing the resolution of disputes. In the 12 chapters there are 8 sets of precedents and an appendix on private model articles and Table A, which I think is extremely helpful. There are quite a few new things in the edition which you can see if you read it. With the introduction, of course, of the Companies Act 2006, company law, whatever you want to call it, I call it company law, corporate governance is another term for it, has undergone the most radical overhaul since 1948. With the biggest piece of legislation we've ever had. And the authors point out in the preface that that has led to significant changes, including new concepts and relaxations in the law. So therefore this is invaluable as a reference book, and I think will enable you to draft shareholders' agreements with even greater confidence and authority perhaps than you've had hitherto. Usefully, the book provides a glossary which I found helpful, a list of definitions and a table of cases, statutes and statutory instruments which are directly relevant to all the fascinating areas of this sector of law. And it's another one of those Companies Act 2006 times again, where just what we need here is with a modern view of shares, which is so well explained by FitzGerald and Muth, with the tremendous backing from Cobbetts. I think they've got the nail on the head with this one, and I'm sure it will be a benefit to a wider readership as well. Thank you very much. Bye-bye.